Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Speak On It podcast. We are live. This is post game live NBA Finals Game 4. I am your host, Big Mike, here after Game 4. Nuggets Heat. Nuggets get the win 108-95. They take a commanding 3-1 lead. And we're going to talk about it. We are here to talk about it. You know that I cannot do this alone. We've got the Mad Producer Podcast Poppy in the building.
Dilstradamus.
And I've got my man, hashtag Prophecies. Breezy is in the building tonight. Yes. Why are we eating live on air? What are we doing?
I don't smoke no more, so this is me eating on a Miami pack tonight. Like a Mondo burger with a side of Caleb Martin. Yup. Side of Jimmy Butler, some Caleb Martin dressing, some
Pause.
some ghost some ghost pepper Caleb some ghost pepper Gabe Vincent sauce. Ghost pepper.
Pause.
Because where is Gabe Vincent these past couple of games? Mr. and Gabe we trust.
Yeah, there will be a lot of those shots. Hello, Courtney. Shout out to Courtney. She also, by the way, told me Denver was going to win in 5. So she is also sitting in the driver's seat like the three of y'all.
Smart woman, Courtney. You're a smart woman.
Courtney knows who. Courtney knows who.
I knew that this was going to be, I don't say a victory lap, because obviously the series isn't over, but it feels like it's over.
Miami is walking up the proverbial hill and is never reaching the top. This whole fight, whole series is them just punching up and just hiking this massive hill, and they can never get to it.
They just can't.
They just never get to the top.
I mean, they didn't play. So the problem that I see here is Miami has to play perfect. If they play anything but perfect, they can't win. So it's hard because I don't think they played that bad tonight. I mean, there was a couple guys that didn't play well, but like it wasn't like lack of effort or anything. Like they just aren't.
They
good
did
enough.
Great with Murray tonight.
They did.
They did great with Murray. The problem is, like you guys who owe me an apology, they didn't expect Aaron Gordon to just get buckets. And
Don't roll your eyes, Mike. It's almost as if we are doing a pod.
I didn't know where he was going with that.
It's almost like we do a pod with guys who can't admit they were wrong. And when I said, hey, Aaron Gordon is a guy who could score 30 at any given night, y'all looked at me like.
Now be specific. Y'all as in who?
Y'all as in Mike, Anthony, and French. French is also in that right there. that part. I would love for everybody who said that I didn't know what I was talking about on that front. Apologize.
I mean, he didn't score 30.
No, but he gave you 27. And that's at that point. Give me my flowers.
What's that, Mike?
That's why Dilstradamus is here. Dilstradamus is here.
He tore them up tonight. He tore them up. And had KCP not turned into the reincarnation of Scottie Pippen in the fourth quarter, we would be talking about Aaron Gordon right now.
Or Bruce Brown in the fourth quarter?
Nothing. You can ask Mike. I was sitting there watching Bruce Brown tear Miami up, and I was just sitting there just angry and stunned like, of all the people, I would be fine with KCP lighting him up. KCP is my guy. I was a big fan of KCP when he was on the Lakers, but to see Bruce Brown doing these up and under layups, hitting threes, hunting the shot, I was like, oh yeah, Miami, y'all are done. Y'all are done. Y'all letting Bruce Brown go off and
Don't do that.
mugging
Don't
y'all.
do that. Don't do that.
Mean mugging y'all as he's going up the court. I literally saw
It's people
him
like you are the reason why he was talking shit to Miami players as he was hitting these shots.
It was on Sheen, but still, I don't know
Sheen
what
was
defense
playing
Sheen.
Solid defense,
But
like, he was picking dudes up full court.
This particular play, I don't know what he was doing, and Bruce
Fucking
Brown
filleted.
hit a step back three, made Miami call around, turned around and said, "Fuck wrong with these niggas." I read his lips and I saw him say, "Fuck wrong with these niggas." At that point, I knew these finals were over. That is when I said, "Yep, this one's done."
This is the part of the championship DVD that gets sold every year where it's just like 90 seconds of like Bruce Brown highlights for the series, and it's going to be like a 4-minute part of the 90-minute DVD that comes out of just how awesome Bruce Brown is, because it's literally just Bruce Brown is the perfect role player for this Denver team.
But he fits them like a
He
glove.
is
He's
perfect.
feisty. He gets in people like he's perfect for them.
He plays
perfect for them.
He is exactly what you want out of a guy who isn't supposed to have the ball, where
He's
he
unselfish.
does everything he's supposed to do to make everybody's life easier. Like, oh, you need to shoot the ball. All right, I'll cut. Oh, Jokic is out. Oh, I'll make his life easier. I'll get the back cut, or I'll set the screen for the back cut so you can get the pin down on the other side. I'm there for these offensive rebounds. I'm there to get the random steals on the pickup in the post. I'm here for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is again, I get to show that like I really appreciate Bruce Brown because I got to watch Bruce Brown every game. So like this isn't a shock to me because I'm familiar with Bruce Brown's game.
I'm familiar with your work.
Yeah, I'm familiar with your work, sir. Thank you. And I'm familiar with the work you put in to get to this point because Bruce Brown, when he first got to Brooklyn, couldn't shoot. And they would just leave him open. And then that next year, he came out and was like, oh, y'all must have forgot that I'm out here practicing and getting better every day. I am now a 38% free three-point shooter. Like, don't leave me open. And he's out here. All the people who are not familiar with Bruce Brown's game are now very familiar with Bruce Brown's game.
They are finding out quickly.
Because even if he's scoring 5 points or 20 points, that guy impacts the game.
And he's going to let you know.
And Mike still owes me an apology for Bruce Brown too, because you said he's approaching Dylan Brooks territory.
Oh, Dylan Brooks wishes he could shoot like this.
So I would like my apology for that too.
But no, because I said he was flirting with it because
but for the fact that you disrespected that man. Don't disrespect Bruce Brown.
It was disrespectful comparing him to Dylan Brooks. Yes, it was.
So I'm sorry.
He is better than Dylan Brooks. Completely and totally.
Bruce Brown is one of the few players in the NBA that I think you put him in any situation out of these 30 teams, he makes an impact on every single one. There's not many guys that aren't superstars that can do that.
It's almost like he had good coaching in college. Shout out to assistant coach Michael Huger, who was on our show.
For those of you who haven't watched that interview, please go watch that video. That is not only great work by us, patting us on the back, but Coach Huger is an awesome conversation. So please go listen to those stories.
Make sure you don't show that comment that's up there either.
I have to.
Because this loser.
You don't have to. That's wow.
We have to be consistent here. If anything else, we have to be consistent. If those of you who don't know who that is, because he changes his name every day, that is Anthony, who should be on the show right now with us right now.
That's been his name on here. Enoch Jackson has been his name.
And I just want to let you guys at home know that not only did Anthony have he knew all day that we were doing this tonight. He knew that we were doing this after the game. He knew what time we were going to start after the game. And he decided to tell us, have a good show. And yet here he is in the comments. What's up, Janelle? Here
Anthony's
he
a
is.
dork.
What's up now? Nah, this is that Miami pack now. You can't have none of this. This is that Miami pack. we eating good over here from Miami tonight.
So yeah, I mean, we touched on it. I mean, Aaron Gordon, phenomenal game. He played. I don't want to say that's as good because he's good, but like
that's his best playoff performance in his career.
That he did everything they needed him to do tonight. Tonight, I feel like Miami got out Miami'd because it was all of the others on Denver that did it. I remember Dylan last game, we were talking about how none of them did anything last game, and they stole that game. Tonight, they did everything, and here we are, another.
And again,
Denver
we're
win.
still waiting for like that big Michael Porter Jr. game. Because that's inevitable, unless
Is
like
it?
this.
Is it?
At this point, no, because the series is going to end regardless, right? It's like this is ending in 5. I don't fucking care what anybody says. This is ending in 5. Like fuck all you guys. Like it's against my better judgment to say otherwise. Was going to be it.
He got the dunk. I was like, all right, he's actually not just going to shoot every time he gets the ball. He went to the rim and got a dunk. Here we go, and then just reverted right back.
And even still, he ended up converting like this game to a hey, he shot 40% from the field tonight. Like, and they did that thing where you're not playing great, we're pulling you.
Yeah, Mike Malone had enough.
Thing that good coaches do.
Mike Malone had enough.
Yeah, the lights are too bright for him right now. I mean,
I think that's
just
more what it is.
He's just lucky that his team is winning to be performing like this.
If they were losing,
he'd be getting scrutinized. He'd be getting killed.
He would be getting a whole different level of attention if Denver was losing. But they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my man KCP. Dylan, it's almost like I told you that Jimmy Butler was going to have something for Christian Braun in this game.
He absolutely did.
It's almost like I was like, all right, you got your one layup. I'll see you next game. And Jimmy had a great game.
Jimmy had another great game. This is his second great game in a row. It just doesn't matter.
Bam did not have a good. This was the first game I could say I felt like they kind of took Bam out of it. Like he had, you look at his numbers, he had good numbers.
7 turnovers is crazy though.
Yeah, he didn't have an impact on the game. It just, I felt like this was the first not great game that he had. So it sucks because had the rest of them played like well, although Strus, Caleb Martin, James talking about benching, I think we're at that point. Like it's just
Martin's not playing terrible.
Dylan,
he's playing better than these other guys. Like
he had a horrible fourth quarter though.
He did, but I
wanted him to get benched in the fourth quarter.
He can't. What are you gonna sit him and play Max Strus?
I don't know who you play. But it's got you got to shake something up because
Kyle Lowry's already almost doubled Max Strus's minutes.
And Kyle is playing. My man Kyle Lowry out here playing though. Miami losing, but it ain't because of Kyle. Kyle's playing. Dylan, Kyle didn't give them quality minutes tonight.
I mean, that wasn't hard. As compared to Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, like
the question. Gabe Vincent also, as James said,
don't stop Gabe Vincent.
You know, Janelle, I love you, Janelle, and I didn't want to say that when you asked. But since you brought it to light, it's there. It's okay. It's okay. I love that you're watching.
Milk carton.
Wasn't speaking of Gabe Vincent, like French, like where are you at one? Because we've been playing that bat symbol, and
this is a live look at Dylan with the bat signal right now. Just,
just waiting for Batman. We're
just
putting the
waiting for
signal
him
out. Don't dare stop French. Where are you?
Don't dare stop.
Don't dare stop French. Next time he pops up in here, if the Heat win the next game, his name better not just be French. It should just be Don't dare stop.
Yeah, and it better not say culture. It better not say culture.
I mean, the Heat culture. I mean, they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough.
It's the long and short of it. This
They're
Denver
just-
team. Last game, Mike and Anthony said that this Nuggets team is beatable. Right?
I still think that, but
Not
just not
with
by
this
this
Heat team.
Just not by this Heat team.
Not by this team.
I was saying this as I was watching the game. I was like, Miami's better, clearly because they beat them. Miami's better than Boston. Boston wouldn't be going out like this, though. I know in my heart for a fact, maybe Boston doesn't win the series either, but this series is borderline not competitive right now. Like it's the same thing. It's like
it's competitive
Miami
in the sense where it's like Miami's keeping it close, but again, Miami's walking up that hill.
Fight. Exactly.
They're walking up a down escalator.
And
that's literally what it is. They're walking up a down escalator.
Side note: did you see LeBron do that, getting away from them girls?
That's an old video, but I remember when that thing came out. He just dipped out. Then they started walking down and just realized they weren't going anywhere.
Down the ramp. Yeah.
They just realized that they were just staying put. Oh, man.
But,
like that's literally that. Jimmy Butler is just trucking up a down escalator. And it's tough because Jimmy Butler had it for Christian Brown, but he didn't have it for the Heat. I mean, for the Nuggets. He didn't have it for them.
Well, I think he actually did. What I found out in this series, what I'm going to take away from this, Jimmy can't score on Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, every time he's on Jimmy, clamps Jimmy up. Every time. When anybody else is on Jimmy, he's cooking them. I saw him push Jamal Murray into the third row and get an and one.
Gordon is too big. He's too strong. He's too quick. He's too athletic.
It's just too much.
Me and James were talking about this before you got here, that Aaron Gordon picked up the Blake Griffin like garbage guy role player 9 years sooner than Blake Griffin. and while he still has all of his athleticism and basketball skill, like Detroit broke Blake Griffin, and we got that Blake Griffin at his most complete was in Detroit when he was shooting threes and
when he
dragged that corpse of
garbage franchise to the playoffs, and they booed him because he wasn't going out there on one leg. Like Detroit,
he went out there on one leg. He died out there. He ruined his career playing for Detroit,
trying to drag that corpse to some wins in the playoffs when they were easily never
like, you know what? I'm out. Like I'm not gonna play hurt piece. I'm gonna try to play at a high level for the rest of my career. And he gave them everything he had, and they hate him for it, which is so stupid.
Him. So Detroit is another city and franchise that.
So you take Blake Griffin, who goes to Brooklyn, who's like, you know what? I'm not that guy anymore. I'm just going to get charges and play some defense, shoot some open shots, maybe 9 points. Maybe I'll score 20 one night. And then I'll play defense. I'll play hard defense because I don't have to exert myself. Aaron Gordon does that 10 times better. He's
younger. He has younger legs.
He's 90. Like he still has all of his athleticism. He still has all of his scoring ability. And guess what? He has something that a lot of these guys don't have now. And that's like, oh, I'm on a winning championship team, and I'm around all these great players, great coaches. I could like milk that, like put it in here, be a sponge. And then when I inevitably get traded because the CBA is going to ruin this Nuggets team, I can go be a great second option on another team.
Because right now, it is not Michael Porter Jr. It is Aaron Gordon that's the third best player on this team, and it is killing Miami. Because honestly, he is killing everybody else on Miami. The only people on Miami outplaying Aaron Gordon is Bam and Jimmy, and he outplayed Bam tonight. So
he absolutely outplayed Bam tonight.
So when that
27, 7, and 6,
call it a night.
Like Aaron Gordon was awesome. And again, this guy is a guy who can do this on any given night if called upon.
Orlando was stupid for getting rid of him.
Aaron Gordon, but Orlando had to get rid of him. You can only run your course so much with the same group of guys and then try to expect a different result. Like, these are things you have to do.
I mean,
Things run their course.
I understand
And he wouldn't have been this in Orlando.
No, he wouldn't have. But
this is going to make him so much better as a player going into the next years of his career because he got to be a role player. This guy was the 4th overall pick in the draft, in the same draft that Jokic was in. He was the 4th overall pick, and he went into Orlando, and they expected greatness out of him.
And
he still had to develop, put nothing around with fucking Alfred Payton. Come on. Like,
I don't even remember who the coach was for that Orlando team. Exactly. So imagine going from that to Michael Malone, like night. So,
like when it's called upon for Aaron Gordon to inevitably be the second option on a team going forward, he knows what it's like to be the rotational role player guy. He knows what it's like to be the number 1 guy on a bad team. He's going to be so valuable for a team that he goes to. So, like, kudos for him because his stock is wild high. I gave the idea to James. I was like, imagine him on the Thunder next year. Imagine Aaron Gordon with Shai, Dort, Chet, and like those Williams boys. That team would make noise.
That they're gonna make noise regardless next year.
And that'll be a rotation of guys who all play defense. Like they all play defense.
They all play defense. They do all play defense.
I love that. Like, apologies to me. Like, you all need to apologize to me. Aaron Gordon's that guy.
So do we want to talk about this hater comment that Hill just put in here, or do we want to go back to French because
let's do it.
Both deserve attention.
Let's do it.
That didn't answer the question.
Let's do Hill.
Because do you think this is a point? Like, I know we'll just take Karl Malone out because we all know how Dylan feels about Karl Malone.
We don't acknowledge Karl Malone.
So, but Jimmy, CP3, Patrick Ewing, mid players. I don't even know what that means. Like,
Jimmy's not mid. That's not fair to Jimmy. Like, basketball at the end of the day is a team game. And you can't win. You can't win games by yourselves.
I need to know what's his definition of mid, because if I go off of what he's trying to say, they're definitely not mid, because last time I checked, Patrick Ewing was a Hall of Famer. Last time I checked, Chris Paul is potentially be a Hall of Famer.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Chris Paul and Patrick Ewing are both top 10 all time at their position.
Exactly. And
Karl, like, as much as we don't acknowledge Karl Malone,
you don't acknowledge Karl, but Karl also is top 10 all time at his position. Jimmy, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't think Jimmy is there, but Jimmy is not a scrub at all.
Jimmy's heat run is like wild.
This is getting. I mean, if he could have,
this is legendary status. What Jimmy's doing,
it would have been unbelievable. Like, I think I could have made an argument Jimmy could go to the Hall of Fame if they would have won this ring.
Yeah. I think you have an argument there, but like the teams Jimmy's bringing to the finals are not like good top level teams.
I don't say good, not great.
They're not
teams.
like elite top level teams that have won in the last 10 years. They're really good. They're more of that Detroit Pistons build from 2004 than they are of the 2006 Spurs.
like, as much as I hate to admit it, Miami is built around Jimmy and built very well. They complement him and his game very well. So that's
they just don't have another. This is where I'd say Tyler Hero is very much so missed, but like
they need offense. I don't think defense has been the problem in this series. Oddly enough, I think that because, like I said, again, if you would have told me Miami would have held them to 108, I would have said Miami's in this game. The problem is Miami's struggling to get 100. So this is literally
a repeat of last game. Like, scoring wise, it was a repeat last game, final score. But like, this is where Miami would want them to be. Like you said last time, this is exactly where Miami would want them to be, because at the end of the day, like, Denver's not putting up 130.
Exactly.
Like, they're lucky that Denver's like, if Michael Porter Jr. ever figures it out, if he does,
then these
and you
are
have
30
games like
point
then
games.
it's like
these are 30-point games.
There's that 120. Like there it is. And again, like I just don't know where the offense is going to come from. And Tyler Hero, if Tyler Hero even were to come back, we don't know what Tyler Hero we're getting. We're getting a Tyler Hero who's rushed back.
Do you throw him out there in game 5? I mean, your season is now on the line.
Like he said, he didn't want to disrupt any continuity.
But clearly, they need something.
You can't play
disruptive.
Game Vincent. Like they need Wonder Boy out there.
And Caleb Martin is playing like he played so well in the Eastern Conference Finals. For him to be playing this bad, I mean, he's missing gimmies. He's missing open shots. He's fouling like crazy. It seems like he gets a foul every 5 seconds. He's getting scored on. I mean, he's playing. I'm telling you, like I said, to me, he's at that point where he's borderline bench him. Like,
and
not playable.
The thing is, and he's still more playable than the other guys that are playing.
Because Max Strus can't play defense.
Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, like these guys
Gabe
can't
Vincent
play.
Can't stay on the floor for more than 3 minutes because he's too small.
He's getting cooked.
So
they need somebody else, but like even if Tyler Hero plays, Tyler Hero's gonna get cooked. Like
he's not like an all defensive player, but like I said, I think what they need from Tyler Hero is offense, not defense. They need his points.
That's the only thing that could potentially save them, but like I don't know. This is a conundrum because again, I'll keep referring to the CBA at this point, where it's like this Heat team at the end of this year is going to have to figure something out salary wise.
It depends on how much money these dudes want. Like, the only dude that really is going to demand that could, I would have said would be Caleb Martin, but he's playing like trash now. He's costing himself money.
But you have to be careful because you also have that Tyler Hero contract along with Jimmy and Bam. Money. Tyler Hero got paid already.
No, yeah, he signed because he signed with RJ.
He signed. So that's where it's like that Tyler Hero contract's going to be, and that Duncan Robinson contract. Those two are the. I like Duncan Robinson. I think Duncan Robinson has been great. Like he's changed.
Has been playing.
He has done that thing you do. It's like, you know what? I got fucking benched. I need to go get better at the things so I can play in these important games. And he's been great this whole playoff stretch with that. It's just the way the CBA is. Those $20 million contracts are like backbreaking. So it's tough. It's very tough. You have your two big contracts, Jimmy and Bam. If you want to keep role players and you want to keep guys and like still have depth and good value, those mid-tier contracts got to go. That's why I keep referencing Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter. Got to pick. Like every team that's got multiple like stars or big players are going to have to evaluate everything. And Miami's going to like, I like this Miami core. They do well together, but can the same core come back next year without completely taking them out of the buyout market and losing draft picks to trade and lose your mid-level exception because you don't get the guy like Kevin Love next year? Kevin Love has to re-sign for nothing. Kyle Lowry's got to go.
He might sign for nothing.
Kyle Lowry's got to go because he's making too much money.
I don't think Kyle will be back.
Max Strus I don't know where free agent, if go. I'm correct.
I don't know who's going to pay Kyle, so I don't know.
Kyle won't get paid. He'll get, again, the new CBA is going to stop that. He'll get a decent contract. But these are things you have to look forward to when you're one game away from being eliminated in the NBA Finals.
But speaking of which, our Miami correspondent, I don't know if you guys know this, we actually do have a Miami Heat correspondent who was who was real chatty after wasn't here after game one. I didn't see him he was here. One. Game two, he popped up and he was talking Heat culture, Pat Riley in 7.
Mickey Arison in 7.
He told us Gabe Vincent was going to play well and the others were going to play good and at home. And he told us after game 2 that he would show up for game 3. He said that. That was the last thing he said before we signed off. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Well, he didn't show up Wednesday. So we assumed, let us do our due diligence, make sure he's here, win, lose, or draw on Friday. And James sent out the bat signal. Which one is it, James? Is it the first one or the second one? I think it's the second one.
No, done. What I want him to post the Triple B's convo. That one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one that I wanted. Win, loser, blowout. Good job, James. Need you on the pod. Got to keep the narrative. What's the narrative? As if he didn't leave that on our comments for the other one. He only show up after wins. James said he's not going to get another chance.
May not get another chance to do that.
So what happened?
The sir is great. Sir.
Yep.
And then again,
Dylan, make sure you put the
just waiting
noise there.
Dylan just waiting.
We keep receipts on this podcast.
We do keep receipts on this podcast. You guys are gonna learn.
No receipts, no refund.
We keep receipts here.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
No receipt.
Shit like that.
Go ahead, get your manager. No receipt, no refund.
Me, James, and Dylan all come from a customer service world where we say no. We say no. We have fun saying no. No receipts, no convo.
Yeah. Turn around in a circle. I am the manager. How can I help you?
Pop copy, Chappelle Show. All right. Yes. What's up, B? I'm the manager.
So, no French.
Why? You want to know why? Fuck him. That's why.
No Anthony either. Although he tried to cop out by saying he did say Denver was going to win tonight.
He did.
And now they are going to win in 7 because, like I just said, we keep receipts on this show.
That boy Jimmy Butler and Miami Heat gonna take the NBA Finals in 7 games in Denver, Colorado, at the Ball Arena.
Okay.
Get that loser off my fucking screen.
There's no more safety net. They're gonna win in 7, then
they can't lose again.
I've already conceded the fact that my Denver in 7, I was giving Miami way too much credit.
You let your heart get in the way of your brain, Mike.
I mean, I knew Denver was going to win. I couldn't pull that trigger.
I know your heart got in the way of your brain. Meanwhile, me and Jay were like, "Yeah, we're just going to use our basketball brain. We don't want our heat heart to show up. We're just going to go with the brain on this one." And the brain's saying Denver in 5. You watch the basketball, and the basketball speaks for itself. And hey, James, do you watch basketball? Do you even watch basketball?
Do you watch it?
As I quote Batman himself. Batman, do you watch basketball?
How many threes did Drew shoot tonight? How many did he make tonight?
The answer is 0. He made 0. He shot 3. He went 0 for 4 total.
0 for 4.
Gabe Vincent went 1 for 6. 0 for 4 from 3. It's almost like the NBA start to have tape on him.
I mean, maybe Caleb Martin went 5 for 12.
I remember everything.
Thank you, Dylan.
And I mean, it's like Kevin Love only had 12 points and 4 rebounds, but it felt like he gave everything. It felt like he gave so much impact.
Because it felt like from the beginning of this game, this Heat team was flat. Might have had to do something.
Tried to be the vet to fire him up.
I mean, he did everything he could. I don't know what else he could do, James.
Bank shot threes, hitting and ones. Like he
diving
was
on the floor. Like,
Oh
what
doing
else
that
can
thing.
Kevin Love do, James? What
I
else do
wish
you
I
want
wish I would
from
have
him?
watched to see this.
It was insane. Like it really, like the beginning, coming out of halftime, Kevin Love was the man who was like, "I'm gonna start this comeback." Me. And they all just watched it. Maybe it had to be something to do with Miami being half empty today. Like Miami was not very filled up today. They saw the writing on the wall.
On a Friday night, like I said,
Altitude, right? That was the another thing, right?
I'll tell you who they're not. They're definitely not watching the Marlins.
Those fans don't deserve this team. Imagine if this Miami Heat team, the way they played in Philly or New York. Oh my God, the way that those two cities, the crowd would be going bananas for
It'll be
these
nuclear.
two teams.
It'll be nuclear.
Unbelievable. Philly would be on its head if this was their team.
Hey, it's culture, bro. It's culture, bro. It's culture.
Miami
hey, a wise man once told me those other guys got to show up. It may not be one or two, but we gonna show up, bro.
Although I am agreeing that I think the series is pretty much over. I mean, it's not over. Miami has done everything the hard way. Listen, you have to sell, Dylan. You have to sell.
Who's buying?
Right? Selling would have been
Who's
winning.
buying?
What happens if Miami does win Game 5? Do you think that changes anything?
No.
Because
they changed they won Game 2, and it didn't change anything. If anything, it would be worse because Denver hasn't lost in Miami, so they'd be going back.
Right. Celebrating.
So we are really going to test this Heat culture, because to say that they're going into the cauldron. New York was crazy. Boston's crazy. And now they're walking into, literally, this is not hyperbole. This is the biggest game in franchise history on their home court. That place is going to be a madhouse on Monday night. And I hope Denver can rev it up. I mean, Miami can rev it up one more time, because it is going to be insane. I actually can't wait. I want to see if Denver can give me Philly energy and New York energy and Boston energy, because
I think it's going to be Game 1 all over again.
They were loud in Game 1. I will give you it was loud in that arena in Game 1. It was loud in that arena when they played the Lakers. It was loud in there.
I think it's going to be loud like Game 1. I think it's going to be what is it? A no contest. I think it's going to be a no contest. I think you get a 40-point triple-double from Joker this game.
We're going right into the preview. We're going right
into
a 40-point triple-double. I can't. No.
Would that really surprise you?
No.
Like, what are we doing here? Your heart's getting in the way of this again. Your heart's interfering with your brain.
I mean, Joker tonight, though, he
didn't have a triple-double, and Mike Malone yelled at him.
He had 23, 12, and 4. So, I mean, and that was a bad game. So
that's because all this came from Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray did not have. He had 15 and 12.
Jamal Murray is the only. Can we review that stat really quick? He's the only player to have 10 straight assists in every single NBA Finals game without a turnover.
For the first 4.
The first 4 games in the Finals, he has 10 assists, and he also doesn't have a turnover in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's a wild stat.
That's incredible.
It's a wild stat.
That's
talking
incredible.
About ball on the string.
That man has been unbelievable too, man. Besides the 2 games where he's like, okay, they took him out. He's impacted so well.
He absolutely lost the Finals MVP tonight, though.
Absolutely.
That ship sailed tonight. Jimmy
Yep.
took that away.
Yep.
See, you ain't getting that. Joker
go
can
back
get
to
that
Canada.
on Bam. Joker can get that on Bam. You ain't getting MVP on me. We had another Bam slam tonight, Dylan. We had another Bam slam.
I'm glad. You got to put something on there because nobody's covering this shit. They're not wanting to cover this. And like, I always find myself like I barely watch the first quarter of these games for whatever reason. Something always happens where it's like I'm at the gym when the game starts, or like I'm just busy, and then I always stumble in like halfway through the second quarter. So I always miss the most competitive moments of these games. And I get mad at myself because it's like, oh man, I missed Joker fucking leaving this game early on. Didn't even know that happened until I was watching Scott Van Pelt talk about it.
When he rolled his ankle?
Yeah. I was like, that happened?
I saw that, and he didn't roll it that bad, so I wasn't really nervous until I heard them. They said that they had to retape his ankle, and I was like, well, that's not good. He couldn't just play through it. But even that, like, what if that happens again in Game 5? And then... It
still doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
This team is good enough to keep going.
I don't know if they could beat Miami without Joker, because then they can focus on Murray.
Great White Buffalo. And Aaron Gordon is another guy who could score like 30.
Great White Buffalo.
And then that'll be the game to get Michael Porter Jr. to look like
Aaron Gordon.
That'll be the game.
That'll be the game where it's like, oh, no Joker. All right, here comes Michael Jordan Jr. That's the game. He shoots 17 shots and scores 35. like that'll do it.
So
they're cooked. He's cooked. As Skip Bayless has said today on Twitter, Miami Heat more like the Miami Cold.
Oh,
he loves throwing insults at people.
Oh, it's terrible, but I had to throw that right now because this series is over. This series is bad.
So for those of you that were watching post-game live in Game 1, I mean, I don't even know if I want to spoil it, but Dylan made a promise that I know he's going to keep. That if Denver wins in 5,
so
he will show up in a suit and tie with the broom for the gentleman's suite.
And I wholeheartedly will keep that promise to everybody.
He can't wait. He can't wait
because it's just me being right. Who doesn't love that? Who just loves when they're right? Like, who doesn't love that? I love it. Dilstradamus.
I have the highlights on right now. I definitely just saw Joker travel again.
Me and Dylan have been very consistent with our picks this season of Speak On It podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Very consistent. I mean, if there's anybody that's going to be a runner-up for the Speaky, it has to be Dylan at this point in time.
I don't think so. It's not even.
I'm sure he's right. The voting's rigged anyway, so it's fine.
No,
Mike, you're still emotional.
Mike's mad that I already made him second place.
There's nothing you can do about that.
James called this. James has two massive.
If this
picks.
Goes through, Mike, that is it. It's unanimous, brother. I'm sorry.
I'm not voting for that.
You don't have to.
This is pre-season prediction. This ain't midway through the first round like you.
That's a hard thing to do.
This ain't midway through the first round like you. That would be 2 pre-season predictions. 40 wins
before tip off, before opening tip. That prediction.
40 wins.
That's crazy.
Suns champion.
I wonder what.
Nuggets.
If he would have bet that, I wonder how much he would have won. Because that's a nasty future bet. That probably would have been plus 800.
I'm sad because I don't gamble at all, and yeah.
Let me log into FanDuel. Let me see what a potential favorite. a favorite for football because Denver would have been a favorite to start the season,
Yes.
one of the favorites. So I think it's about plus 600, plus 700. We'll do that for them to do that. Even still, that's relatively good odds for something like that, I think. So let's see. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'm going to see what the Eagles line is because they are probably the favorite to come out of the NFC still and see what their line is.
I would say the Eagles right now plus 250, maybe 300.
That's low. Like that, those are really good odds. Like
who is beating the?
Yeah,
Eagles?
but that's before a 17-game season with
who
32
is
teams.
beating the Eagles?
I think that's the future bets for title winners.
Title winners is different.
It's much different. Let's see.
Like, look at this shirt that Joker has on at the post game. Like,
the Eagles are plus 330 to win the division. So their win the Super Bowl is going to be a little bit.
It's probably 7.
Plus 800. So that Denver pick would have been plus like 1,200 if he would have did that. That's why that would be right there with the Niners. The Niners are plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl.
That's being nice.
Damn.
If James would have bet $15 on a plus 1,000, he would have won $150. So if James would have won $100, he would have won $1,000.
The Nuggets were plus 1,800.
Shit.
And you want to hear something funny? The Heat were plus 1,600.
Really? And then they didn't.
Well, they were the 1 seed last year. Like I've been trying to tell you, Dylan, this team.
But what were they this
very
year?
Good.
But what were they this year? If we're gonna do that, like we can acknowledge the year before while also acknowledging what happened this year, because this year is more relevant than last year because it's currently happening.
Heat trailed 3-1 in 3rd straight NBA Finals. So at what point are you blaming Spo, Dylan?
I'm not blaming anybody here. Nobody's getting fired. Nobody's doing all this. Better team. It's as simple as that. However, if it wasn't Spo in any of these situations, Spo is one of the few people who gets that pass because if you're the first team to blow a 3-0 playoff lead, I don't care who the fuck you are unless you're like a legendary coach. You cannot be that coach of that team anymore.
Yeah, he was almost cooked.
His seat was getting warm. Would it have gotten hot and fired? No, because he's Spo.
I don't know. Pat Riley would have lit his ass up.
Yeah, but he would have gotten a nasty slap on the wrist and it'd be like, all right, you keep moving. You're lucky. Anybody else in the Eastern Conference would have did that, all of those coaches are fired. Every last one of them.
I mean, they were waiting to fire Bud, so
Bud got fired for less. Joe Mazzulla would have been fired if they would have just gotten swept, or if they would have lost.
He was borderline getting fired when they were down 3-0.
Soon as he said, "This one's on me," I lost the team.
Done.
He was fired.
Can't bring him back. I'm still thinking about firing him. I'm still thinking about firing Mazzulla.
He was fired.
Doc Rivers already got fired. Doc Rivers already got fired. I'll fire Nick Nurse for Doc Rivers blowing a 3-0 playoff lead. Tibbs would have been ran out.
Yeah, he would have got ran out of town.
They would put him in protective custody. He would have gotten killed. Every team in the Eastern Conference would have fired. If that happened in the West, the only teams that only coaches would have been saved would have been Pop, Kerr. Who else?
Maybe Michael Malone.
Maybe Mike Malone. Maybe. Nobody. You can't survive that. As an organization, you have to blame somebody for your 3-0 blow. Like you blew a 3-0 lead. You have to blame somebody. The owner and the GM aren't going to take accountability for it.
And Mike, never call Mike Malone Michael Malone again.
That's what he wants to be called, Michael Malone. He actually gets mad if you call him Mike. I was actually going to correct Dylan because he gets mad if you call him Mike Malone.
Am I talking to fucking Mike Malone?
I didn't say anything.
Or am I
Dylan's,
talking to Mike? Big
James
Mike.
is the one trying to correct people. Which you, in fact, are wrong, sir.
What's his mama call him?
Michael Malone.
All right, then I gotta call him what his mama calls him. His mama call him Clay. I'ma call him Clay.
Did all this Zion stuff pop off on Wednesday?
There's more.
Oh, God.
There's so much more. It's now to the point where it's getting like it's becoming much, but like the fact that these things are still going on is insane to me.
There's nothing that Dylan can say to me to prove to me that he doesn't have this woman's notifications on.
I can show you my screen.
I just said there's nothing you can say to me.
I can provide you actual proof. But like the only reason I saw it today, because I saw it 12 hours too late. Because y'all know what had happened, I would have been there. But I only saw it because I saw Kai Cenat respond to it on my Twitter feed. And I was like, oh, he's responding now. What happened here? And then I went on her page. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many more tweets. There's a pregnancy test and everything. So who knows? Zion, good luck. It's getting insane.
Good luck with what? I don't see anything.
Good luck with that situation.
I mean, at some point she's gonna get tired, right? And just
you think that
as long as she's not pregnant with his child, eventually this is gonna go away.
Eventually. But shout out to Zion's PR team. Well, in the middle of all this, Zion donates.
They tried this morning. They tried so hard this morning. Look at Zion donating $250,000. They tried. Oh, and she was like, "Oh, word! I got more for you. Another one. Another one." Oh no!
It's unbelievable. It's getting sad, but like I think I could take one more day of this before I'm like, all right, enough's enough.
Do you think now this is if Zion decides to go the legal route and be petty, do you think he can put in a suit for defamation of character?
Absolutely.
I don't know how he could win that because she's been giving receipts.
But the problem is there's no actual numbers.
Or a cease and desist.
Now, cease and desist, he might be able to get that.
I think defamation he might be able to get too because there's no proof on what she's showing that shows that it's actually him.
But what is she saying that he's doing? That's, like how. What exactly would he say?
Let's pull up the receipts.
Like,
because we're a podcast that keeps receipts, right?
All she said is that they've slept together multiple times.
No, she's also called him a fat fuck.
That is definitely defaming.
She also said you kept sodas in the locker room or some shit like that.
Sodas in your bedroom. That's why you're fucking fat.
Yeah, so there's a lot of defamation of character there. So yeah.
You are fatter than the clause in your contract. The last time I saw you, God. I hope they weigh you, fat fuck.
I hope they weigh you.
Because all of this is going to get her end game of him coming back to her, right?
The last thing she tweeted 3 hours ago was, "That's not his baby. Peace."
Oh,
wow!
There's your lawsuit right there.
Yep, Thanos. There's the Thanos.
Oh my God!
The finger snap.
Yeah, I spoke with him and he wants me to delete all the tweets, but you had a baby on me. Like, this is crazy. I love this.
The drama.
I love this. The NBA, there's no bigger drama show than the NBA.
No one knows drama like the NBA.
Nobody
no one
does.
knows. No one knows drama like the NBA.
It's like the NBA is like such a like when there's drama, it's so like incredible. Like the NFL is the great like weekly soap opera, but the drama in the NBA sometimes is just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable the shit that happens. Like in one postseason, we have a potential jaw destruction. Did you guys see all the? Did you guys
We're
see
a game away from that.
Did you guys see
away.
Adam Silver on Dan Patrick's show?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Oh my god!
He's on a tour run. He's on a tour run right now.
Did you see?
He's on
Did
a
you hear what he
tour.
said?
No, he's on a tour run with Ja's life in his hands.
He's out
He's
here
telling anybody
making
that will
carrying
listen.
jokes about Ja Morant with Dan Patrick.
And he's going to turn around and suspend
And
Ja.
he's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm making these jokes. Hold up. By the way, you're suspended 50 games, Playboy."
Mm-hmm.
Laugh
Yep,
now, cry later.
He's being that sarcastic superintendent in high school
Oh,
that just wants to make jokes but still slap you on your goddamn wrist.
We're beyond slap on the wrist.
can we go live when Adam Silver makes makes his announcement? Can we do a
We're
live
probably
watch
gonna
along
have
if it's
to-
home?
We're probably going to have to do another episode because I feel like it's going to be 50. The fact that he basically said, I don't
found
care
shit.
if it's a toy. I don't care if it's a toy gun. You don't do that. When I heard him basically say, I don't care if it's a toy, I was like, yeah, Josh,
They got you.
you are in trouble, sir.
NBA's the feds. The
When he
NBA's the
said,
feds.
I don't want to take away from what's going on right now in the finals, meaning that it's going to be that big of a
deal. Because if he thought it was going to be little, he would have let the finals bury.
He would have
this
let Shams
story.
got it. Shams would have busted it.
He would have let the finals bury this story, but because he knows he's about to drop 50 on John's head,
flex bomb on Ja. He's about to flex
He's
bomb
like,
on Ja.
yeah, we got to wait till the finals is over. Now, question: do you think he waits? Because let's say hypothetically the finals do end Monday, the NBA draft
Tuesday morning.
So
Tuesday
he doesn't wait until the
morning.
draft.
Midnight.
He doesn't wait till after the draft.
No,
He's going-
no, do it now.
Does
Get
he
it
wait
out of the
before
way.
the parade or after the parade?
Midnight of the game decision.
The
Midnight
second the
of
clocks
game's
hit
decision.
0, it turns to Adam
Woj
Silver at the podium.
bomb.
As he's giving Joker
Yes.
the MVP trophy.
Yes. Joker,
Here is the
you are
Bill
this
Russell
year's
MVP. Nikolai
Ja
Jokic.
suspended.
Also, Ja
you're
Morant.
suspended 50 games.
Imagine they
Oh
do
my
wait to the draft and he pops up before the first pick of the draft, before the Spurs select Victor Wembanyama. Welcome to the 2023 NBA draft, live in wherever the hell we do it from. I'm Adam Silver, and Ja Morant's been suspended 50 games with the first pick of the 2023 NBA draft. The new San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama from whatever fucking team in Australia. Oh man, the potential of just great TV this could be.
This is, yeah.
It's right up there with my hypothetical Tom Brady getting served divorce papers live on Sunday Night Football.
That would have been something crazy.
Unbelievable. But I really am interested to see what the NBA found. Like, the only way I think it's more than 30 is if they're like, yeah, we actually found like gang affiliation and like did deep dive into shit. That's where it's like,
I think it could be more than 30 if they find out that gun's not registered. If that gun's not registered to Ja, he's in trouble. He's in trouble if that gun is not registered to him.
especially if wherever that was, what the carry laws are as well.
Yep.
Oh,
I think that's what it's going to be, a compiled thing.
and he did it to himself.
Yeah. His boy even tried to shut the live off real quick. Doesn't matter. He's an idiot. You can't save him.
He's a silly man. These South Carolina boys are out here in this offseason.
They are out here.
City boy.
They are out here.
Oh man.
What else do we want to? I mean, I know this is basketball. Do you want to talk about baseball? I want to talk about baseball, but then I have to be fair because I can't. I want to so badly talk about the Mets losing 7 in a row because it is hilarious watching this shit burn right now. But I can't talk about it without talking about the Yankees losing to the Red Sox tonight. And your boy being a rookie, and if he'd have just waited another second on that pitch, he could have had his walk-off home run. Y'all could have came in here jumping for joy.
Oh, Volpe?
Yes.
He missed the pole by 3 feet.
He jumped the gun. He pulled it. If he
Mike, here's how I will respond to that.
He's a rookie.
You do it.
He's a rookie.
You do it. That's how I respond. You do it.
He's a rookie. He jumped on the pitch. I wish he would have just waited. And he swung at ball 4 to end the game, but he's a rookie,
that's a
so
big
it's
spot.
okay.
That's
he's a rookie.
Spot.
It's okay. It's okay. I just hate losing
He'll
to
have
Boston.
many opportunity.
And I hate that we just refuse to brush Devers back or hit him or something. Garrett Cole, do something. This man is hitting home runs off of you at
Raffy Devers owns it at Garrett Cole. I don't know why we're sitting here
a
like why we're
ridiculous
shocked.
pace. Like, do something. Like, God,
I get so scared when I see Devers when Cole's pitching. Just like I got so scared whenever Chapman pitched against the Astros. Every time Chapman pitched against the Astros, it seemed like that game was ending in a home run. Every single time.
It happened 2 times.
It just seems like every time. It's deja vu. It's deja vu. I feel like I live that story so frequently. But Raffy Devers literally hits a home run off of Garrett Cole every time they play. Literally every time they play. I don't care if you have a stat that says he doesn't, he does.
And
I know what I see.
Moonshots.
I know what I see.
Not wall scrapers, not just barely, the outfielder just missed it with a no. These are in like the 5th deck. Like,
sometimes players just own.
I've been good this year with Cole. He's been pitching.
Cole's been
phenomenal.
awesome. Cole's been awesome this year.
Phenomenal. But man, tonight
some guys just know some guys. That's it. It's just Raffy just owns Garrett Cole. Like, we have to live with that. It's just like one of the guys who tagged up Mariano was Poppy. Like, what are we supposed to do? Everybody has their guy. Some guys are unhittable, and then some guys are like, yo, the best person in my face, I fucking slap his ass around. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Reeves' kryptonite was Stevie Johnson. What? What?
or as James would say, Randy Moss.
One time. Randy Moss one time. Stevie Johnson consistently killed Darrell Revis, and I don't understand why.
Tell him James kryptonite.
Burned him.
One time is
burned him so bad he pulled his hamstring. Burned him so bad he tore a muscle so bad. Torch.
One time is kryptonite. That's crazy.
Lit him ablaze, James. Lit him ablaze.
There was a trail behind Randy Moss. Trail of fire.
Can't tell him shit. I've tried to fight this fight. It's not a winning fight, even though I provide all the stats that show it. It's not a winning fight.
Numbers. James getting lit his ass on fire.
Randy Moss in his career has 4 catches for 80 yards on Darrell Revis. Half of them came on one play.
He said, beep, beep.
Oh man. Oh man. I'm sure James doesn't care, but do we care that that it's 2-1 in the Stanley Cup? Do we?
No, I
No,
care more that Dalvin Cook got released. And
Go
you know
ahead.
who's the favorite to get him?
There's multiple teams.
You know who's the favorite?
There's multiple teams he's looking at.
You're not answering my question. We do a podcast with guys who don't answer questions. Do you know who the favorite is?
Reports are saying, rumors are saying the Jets may be one of the favorites.
Now, do you know who the Vegas favorite is?
I do not, but I'm assuming it's going to be the Jets. Yes.
It is the Jets. Fun fact, Roz has been all up and down this thing. I really don't care one way or the other.
He is really good.
And then I looked at his actual stats.
Yeah, Dylan, I don't know if you realize he's like borderline top 5 running back in the league.
And then you look at his stats and you see that he's not.
What do you mean?
His advanced stat, his stats for yards, so not even advanced, but yards after contact per play, boomer bust plays, all that. He is the 40th best running back in football by every statistical category you could run through. And that's with him having and I'm looking at you where I'm how is this possible when this guy rushed for 1,200 yards last year? And I just don't get it.
Because you're relying too much on stats.
No. I'm ignoring the advanced stats here.
Yeah, because
I recognize
I don't care what them stats say. I've watched that man play football.
The only
thing
that man
is one of the 5 best running backs in football. I don't care what nobody says.
The only thing I will say about Dalvin Cook is he gets tackled by the first guy every time. That's the one thing I saw in the tape that I rewatched was that man gets tackled by corners, and that's a problem.
He's well versed though.
He is, but he's also a guy who's only been healthy 1 year in his career, and that's my problem.
Nobody
with
plays
Cook.
17 though. He plays.
No.
12,
he misses. But you can't.
He plays 12, 13. All right.
But he'd be the guy you bring in to ease in Breece Hall's load because of his ACL injury.
Breece Hall is going to ease his load.
He's the guy who's going to keep Breece healthy. But then he's a guy who also can't stay healthy. So that's my big gripe with Dalvin Cook is that guy never plays football. It's my gripe with Jimmy Garoppolo. Never plays football. I'm ignoring the advanced stats on it. But then when I look at it, I'm that's glaring how bad those stats are. But then the play I see completely different. So this is why sometimes you got to ignore advanced stats. Because if I showed Roz advanced stats, he would tell me I'm wrong. That would be the crazy thing. Roz is Mr. Facts and Stats.
He's got the pom-poms out for Dalvin Cook.
And I'm just listen, if I showed you this, you might change your mind knowing how much you like numbers and math.
But I don't think he would care.
And he'd be nope, Dalvin Cook. And then he's I also want D-Hop. And I'm all right, man, relax. I was there's a reason he hasn't signed with anybody yet.
He wants the Infinity Stone.
I thought he can't sign until for 2 weeks though.
He can.
He can.
He was cut, so he could sign immediately.
He can sign immediately. Okay.
He can sign immediately.
I know. I saw he's gonna after he sees us, he's gonna see New England.
He's already got the Patriots thing lined up.
Yeah.
The word going around town is he's washed.
Yeah, we're gonna see because I've heard the same thing, but at the same time, I don't trust the Cardinals front office. So,
yeah, I don't.
But they think who they think that he is, and you're gonna see how amazing my segue game is. They think that he is Vitor Belfort off of TRT. Yep. And because I know that you're not going to follow that, how about we preview UFC on Saturday, Dylan? You guys are gonna realize, I'm Jimmy Butler here.
But next time, don't call it out because now you're ruining it for yourself.
I had to let you know the greatness. Sometimes in your raps, you got to slow it down. Sometimes you got to slow it down so everybody sees it.
Always your.
That was bad.
That was amazing.
That was bad.
That was amazing. You don't think that D-Hop to Vitor is a great comparison?
That's so stupid.
Amazing.
I would have liked Alistair Overeem better. USADA walks in and Alistair Overeem becomes deflated. He becomes a completely different human.
Regardless, do you want to preview 289 tomorrow?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let me pull up the main card because I don't know who's fighting on the other card. Let's see. We've got, I don't care about any fight except the co-main and the main.
The co-main and the main, because all
Yeah, I
these
don't
guys.
care
I'll tell you
about
what.
anything
I'll
else.
tell you what. I'm not watching anything on this card that's not the co-main or the main.
The co-main is going to be very interesting. You know that Oliveira is like underdog.
Yes.
That guy I saw yesterday, he's minus 150.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I was
that's
like-
a pick 'em. That's a pick 'em.
Still, I don't think this fight's a pick 'em. You think this fight's a pick 'em?
Yes.
Charles is
I
going
do.
to watch this dude.
Is he?
He's going to watch this.
Is he?
He's going to watch this dude. He's not ready for this fight yet. He's not ready.
I
for
don't
this
think
yet.
Oliveira. I saw Oliveira at the weigh-ins today.
I did not see the weigh-in.
He does not look great.
I did not see the weigh-in, so
He looks like he had a nasty cut.
that's not good.
That's why I'm like, I wonder what the odds were before.
Well, the odds I just
Weigh-in.
gave you was before the weigh-in. The odds I gave you was before the weigh-in. So I don't know what they are now, but before the weigh-in, like I said, I don't know how to pronounce
Let's
his
go back
first
to
name.
FanDuel.
How do you pronounce it? Benil? Banal?
Bernil Dariush.
Benil? He was minus 150 before the weigh-in.
Let's see what's going on today.
Oh my gosh.
All sports. The fuck? Do they not have MMA on here? UFC. Charles Oliveira versus Benil Dariush. It's now one. Dariush is now minus 148.
Yeah, so it's the same.
It's the same, but they adjusted a little bit because Oliveira did not have a good weight cut. I need to watch some of the embeddeds
Those are
on
good.
this. I UFC does such a great job with that shit.
Those are good.
It's right up there with like some of the boxing, the ones the
Oh,
boxing
the
ones do.
Mayweather
Oh,
24/7s, those were amazing.
the UFC always does such a great job marketing their fights. Like it's why they make so much money, and it's why they don't pay their fighters.
So you got. So I've got.
I'll
Charles.
take Dariush.
I'll take Charles.
I'll take Dariush second round.
I'll take Oliveira second round. Tap out.
The same thing with
Yep.
Dariush. I'll take
Tap out.
second round tap out. Second round submission.
You're gonna see who the black belt is. Tap out.
All right, and then I'll tell you who I'm not picking.
Dylan, don't
In the
do this.
main
The
event.
last time we did this, don't do this.
I'll tell you who I'm not picking. The
This
girl
girl.
I've never heard of who's got a big ass nose.
Have you
Irene
seen
Aldana.
her? Have you seen her mixtape? She's
Nope.
got a chance.
I'm unfamiliar with her game.
She's got a chance. She has a nasty left hook. The problem is, I'm pretty sure Amanda knows she has a nasty left hook. So unless Amanda decides I want to test this left hook, I don't think she can beat Amanda. But
She's a
you
lot
know,
bigger than I thought. No, but she's wearing heels. Never mind.
Is this Amanda Nunes?
Yep.
Yes, James. Yes. She's got a nasty left hook, James. She's got a nasty left hook.
Say what you want, but like that
My-
Juliana Pena fight was a fucking fluke. Because
My-
Not the
Nunez,
first fight. I don't
the
think
first fight was absolutely a fluke. Because that second fight, Nunez
don't disrespect her.
Nunez
She
went
won
out there
that
and
fight,
beat the
though.
shit out of her. Don't
She
do
did,
that.
But that first fight, Juliana,
Fluke.
she earned that one. She
Fluke.
earned that win because she took some punishment in that fight, and
Fluke.
she got up and she choked the man out.
And then she
actually,
got into the next
I
fight
think-
and was like, "Yo, I just got my fucking ass beat."
I actually think she made Amanda quit in the first fight when Amanda realized she couldn't knock her out. She just kind of gave up the ghost. Now the second fight, Amanda was ready to fight, and well, she washed her.
My money's on whoever is on the opposite side of Amanda.
Let's see.
What?
Let's see what you
What?
would win.
Wait.
I said my money is on the girl on the opposite side of Amanda.
That's what I thought you said. You're picking the upset.
Yeah, but
I'll
this
give
is
you a
not.
speaky for that. I'll give you a speaky for that.
All right, James.
Yeah,
hypothetically, how much money are you putting down on this bet? Hypothetically, so we can see how much money you'd win.
$25.
$25.
That's got to be $150 play.
No, she's only plus 265. So you would win 66.25. If you bet
And trust me, this is no, I wouldn't do that because now listen, this is all emotion because
I know.
I'm not a fan of Nunes.
The problem is there's just the only other woman in this division who really gives Nunes a problem is Shevchenko, and they're not going to do that fight again
because she's too big.
Even though Shevchenko beat the shit out of her that second fight, so I don't fucking care.
She's too big,
and she still got that ass beat. So nobody else here really like. No. This girl's too slow with her hands. She's gonna get her ass whooped. That's my fight analysis. Her hands are slow. She's fucking done. Especially because Nunes throws punches like this at different angles.
I will tell you this. I will pick Amanda, but if this fight reaches round 3, Dylan, Amanda's gonna lose. I'm telling you right now. If they fight 1 second in round 3, Amanda loses. 1 second in round 3, Amanda loses this fight. I promise you. Stamp it. 1 second in round 3, Amanda's going to lose the fight.
Are you willing to put your bed in Atlanta on the line?
No, because Anthony's not getting that bet. No, we all have bets. I don't have to bet you a bet. We all have bets.
Anthony is such a pussy.
Fight is headed to the championship rounds. She lost.
Like Amanda's gonna step 1 second into the third round and explode.
Just combust.
Just spontaneously combust like that episode of South Park where they all held in farts. It just burned to a crisp.
Yep.
Like ding ding.
Yep.
And then Joe Rogan's just like, oh my, she just blew up. I've never seen that before.
She's gonna blow up. You're gonna see all them go. Oh!
John Anik's just be like, all right, guys, this is the first time in the UFC octagon somebody has exploded with fire. This is uncharted territory, folks.
1 second into the third round.
Imagine.
I mean, I'm not saying she's going to get knocked out 1 second.
No, she's just going to blow up.
I'm just saying if this fight makes it to the third, this girl's going to win. She's gonna
right arm flies into the third row.
She's gonna win the fight.
We'll see, but yeah, I just don't trust any of these women in these divisions to fight her, including Pena, because she got washed that second time, waxed. But she did prove that if you can get hands on Amanda, she gets a little scared. And then Amanda's like, "Yo, I could grapple you real good too." So, yeah, that's UFC 289. Give me Nunes and give me Dariush.
Give me Oliveira and give me Amanda, unless it reaches round 3.
Let's see. Who now you got stamp who you're picking total. Like, don't do that. We're not gonna ride a fence here because we need to. Somebody's got to win UFC 289 and somebody's got to lose UFC 289, and it's gonna be me or you.
It's gonna be Amanda.
Okay, all right. So my fight depends on my night depends on Dariush. If Dariush wins, then I'm safe. Then I win UFC 289.
But if Amanda loses, then we're giving James the speaky, right?
No, because he
picked Amanda to lose.
Okay, he doesn't get a speaking for that. He's already got a speaking for 2 other things.
This is way less likely than the other.
He's trying to create a narrative.
He's creating this narrative.
all season.
This would be a better pick than the other two.
No, the fucking would he pick the Denver Nuggets when they're plus 1,800?
Mike, come on, bro. What's up with you? Why you hating on me, man?
What is this Amanda fight right now?
No, don't move the goalpost here. Hold on.
This is
What's
the
up with
exact
the
same
bitterness
thing.
with
What
the
are you talking
speakies?
about? I said that this pick is better than that pick. There's no moving the goalposts. It's exactly what we're talking
How
about.
is it better when Amanda has lost in her last two fights?
You don't even know the name of the girl she's fighting.
And I know she's not going to win.
And James picked that girl to win.
Is that girl
But
plus
that's not
1,800?
why- But that's not why I deserve.
No, she's actually got pretty close odds. It's more likely that this girl beats Amanda Nunes than Nuggets winning the title at the start of the season.
Fine.
It's nine times more likely that this woman beats Amanda Nunes than the Nuggets winning at the beginning of the season. Does that not sound ridiculous, Mike? That you just said that's a better prediction?
And then I just compile, and then to choose Nuggets in 5.
He double right.
Yeah.
You know what? I get a speaky for saying Nuggets at 5. How about that, Mike? Since you want to do that shit, I said Nuggets at 5. That's better than any prediction you had. Fuck you.
Yep, it is.
It's not.
Unless the Heat win this series, then Anthony would be a contender for that. That would be insane.
Yes, 7 games.
Because Anthony's Heat in 7 for Eastern Conference Finals is also better than anything you picked. And I hate that motherfucker.
Like I said, if you
But
wonder
game
why,
recognized game, Granddad. And you
will
looking
never win a
pretty
speaking
unfamiliar
on this
right
show.
now.
This is the reason I will never win a speaking on this.
That's
show.
not true. That's not
So
true.
let me ask. All right, let me ask a serious question. What's the tipping scale? Do you just think that any pick that you do deserves acknowledgement for a speaky, or do you just believe that we're just not acknowledging anything, or do you think that any of your picks are better than any of these? Do you think your picks are better than these picks?
He thinks all of his picks are better than
I
anything
think
that
my
you've done.
Knicks pick is better than any pick that was made this basketball season. Because each
Wow.
one of you said I was crazy. Each one of you.
Mike,
Each one of you. Dylan, James, Anthony, no one co-signed it.
me
No
ask
He
one.
picked the
Dylan
Denver
and
Nuggets
Me and Dylan
to
both
win
said
the NBA
40
Finals.
wins was a good pick, James.
But what
You
about the
both
NBA
said
Finals?
it. All right, he
Mike.
got that right. That's great.
Mike, that's it.
No.
That's it.
don't.
That's not the end all be all because he didn't. When did you hear James mention the Nuggets?
But did he
at
have
any
to?
other-
But did he have to?
My
Is
pick
that a
was
requirement
made.
for a speaky?
My pick
That
was
not only
made.
do you have to make the prediction, you also have to die on the hill during the season. Why does that
The-
matter? Why does it?
if I-
Why did like he said
If
it?
I make a bet and I talk about it until the end of the season when the bet is concluded, does the bet not count? I still make my money.
Guess what? He doesn't. He can't cash out the bet until the series is over. But when he cashes out, that's a big cash out. That's a big futures bet. Again, plus 1,800, Mike. Plus 1,800.
That's fine. He can have it.
Like that's insane. You're hating.
It's not that I can have
You're
it. That is a
hating.
well-deserved thing. That is a well-deserved prediction. 2 of them.
Absolutely.
Nobody predicted 40 wins. Nobody
Me and
and the
Dylan
thing-
both told you that was a great pick. We both
Did you
said
make it?
It was a good
Did
pick.
you make it?
You made it first. You made it first.
That
But it
was,
was a good
never on your mind to make that as a prediction.
That was a good
for you.
pick.
That was a
But
good
the
pick.
Nuggets, but like the fact
Kings
that he had
making
that
the
Nugget
playoffs
pick in his
was a-
back
was a
pocket is
thing.
insane.
I mean, I also said Joel Embiid was going to win MVP. No one
That's
says
a good
anything
one.
about
That's
that.
a good one. No, that is
It
a
hasn't
very
been
good
brought
one.
up one time on this.
That is
show.
that is a very good one. The only problem
But-
with it is not as relevant as the Denver Nuggets. Like I think Joel Embiid had higher odds to win the MVP than the Denver Nuggets
because
did winning the NBA
he's been
Finals.
runner up for like 3 years. That's why it's like,
Yeah.
okay, he deserves it actually at this point in time if he plays well and doesn't get injured. The thing about Joel Embiid was like, all right, if he my choosing to go with Ja was for me to try to make another wild prediction, right? Because I just felt like if Ja
'Cause we picked the
plays
same.
well, if Ja plays well, really well and up to how he's supposed to projected wise, I think that him being MVP will be incredible. But if I want to be truthful to myself, Embiid should have won last year, barring injury. He probably could have
But he
won the year
didn't.
before that, barring injury. And it wouldn't be asinine to say, "Hey, I picked Joel Embiid to win MVP, barring any injuries." It wouldn't be asinine to say anything like that.
Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Joel Embiid. Nope, that's not. Nope.
Nope, it's not.
Joker was plus 1,200 to start the year. Giannis was 1,400. This can't be right though, because it says Joel is minus 2,000. That's not right.
That might have been like mid-season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is right that I'm looking at. Hold on. Yeah, that's the middle of the year. Oh, this might be it. Joel was plus 700.
Yeah. 700. 1,800 is much bigger.
Plus 700.
But plus 700, what was the favorite? Probably was probably plus 400.
No, Joker was 360.
It's right there. Plus or minus?
Minus.
Wow.
Minus 360.
Wow.
Giannis and Joel was plus 700. Tatum was plus 3,000. Luka was these are all pluses.
Yeah.
Luka was 4,100. Ja was 24,000, and so was Dame. Wow, Kevin Durant was a plus 49,000 at the beginning of the year.
Look at that, Ja.
And me and James both had Ja. We would have had
Look
to
at that,
share
Ja.
a speaky. We would have had to share a speaky for that.
Now, Mike. Now, Mike. The key word I was using was asinine, right? Now, how asinine that would
Does
have
that
been?
seem right?
Yeah. If I get the plus 2,100 Ja Morant MVP, the 1,800 Nuggets, and then the 40 wins on top of that. What? And then I would have loved to hear you say, my New York Knicks was better than all of those.
I wouldn't have said that because that would have been unbelievable.
So now so how about we just subtract
one away.
One pick.
Take two. No, you take two away.
Take one away.
One.
It's one. Because he hit Denver Nuggets in the finals and to win. Like he's about to hit that. He hit 40 wins. The only one he didn't hit was Ja MVP. So take Ja MVP out of the way.
And your Knicks are better picks than both of them.
The Knicks is a better pick than the Kings. I will die on that hill. The Knicks are a better pick.
But is it better than Denver Nuggets before the season started?
No.
Then stop crying at that.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. No.
The problem, it's not.
Give James to speak.
MVP, Joel Embiid MVP is better than both your Knicks and his Kings. I will give you that. But it's not better than the Nuggets winning the NBA Finals. It is not. That is a good second place. That is a silver medal pick. Only because James picked the fucking Nuggets before the season started. If James didn't pick the Nuggets before the season started, you'd be looking at a speaky.
At us picking somebody else to win the speaky. We'd be looking at 40 wins. Actually,
the problem is you would have to
because it was going to be 40
chat.
wins before the Nuggets went on this run. So let's not play this game like it wasn't going to be 40 wins.
You would have had to remind the chat.
Happened.
You would have had to remind the chat about it because 40 wins was the whole season. That's the thing. We were all monitoring 40 wins, not just because James made the pick, but because of the bet that was also tied to it. That's what made 40 wins this mythological story.
Like I can't.
We were
believe
all
this is
invested
happening.
in 40 wins.
Even
Mike.
you,
Don't
like
even act like
even
you were
you.
also
There's
invested
a few
in 40
podcasts.
wins.
There's a few pods ago. If we want to rewind it, even you were saying, "Man, James is knocking on that 40 wins door. Even if James gets to 38, I'll give it to him." Those were your
You did say
words.
that. You did say that.
Your words.
Like we all were invested, like all of us were invested in 40 wins. Everybody in the chat was invested in 40 wins. So we can't sit here and act like that wasn't a phenomenon. It was Hulkamania. It was Hulkamania, Mike. You love Hulk Hogan, huh? This is our podcast, Hulkamania, 40 wins.
And again, that's because we all
wanted
that.
Anthony to suffer. And that's what added to it. See, now that there's context behind 40 wins, you're like, you know what?
Well, no, I still
right.
think the Knicks pick is better
Right.
because none of you thought that was going to happen. None of you. I was the only one that thought that was going to happen, but no one cares. So, I mean,
I don't.
what
Because
is
you want to
there
know
to
why?
say?
Because hashtag 40 wins.
There's nothing to say.
Hashtag 40 wins.
Like none of you thought the Knicks were going to be good.
Because at the end of the day, that pick was aimed at me. That pick was aimed at me more than anything. And
But
we all don't have a problem with me. We all have a problem with Anthony.
The other two Knicks fans in the group didn't think, oh, yeah, let's hop on that. You're right, Mike. The Knicks are going to finish above 5. No, there was nothing. It was crickets.
I also like 40 wins because
Crickets.
I also don't. Again, I'm a big I don't think Mike Brown's a very good NBA head coach guy because every spot he's been at, he has not really been a very good head coach. So that was also an uphill battle for me. It just turned out everything was just the perfect storm.
Or he would be a good coach.
I mean, one spot in the however many jobs he's had, it's looking good.
He's a multi-time coach of the year.
With LeBron James?
Multi-time.
With LeBron James?
Yes, he did have
the head coach of that 2006 team that LeBron James dragged to the NBA Finals. That team. And then he didn't have LeBron James, and he got fired every year after year one.
Nah, he's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
He hasn't shown it. Without LeBron, he doesn't seem like he's a very good coach. But this year, I will say that he did have a hell of a year. So I will stop my Mike Brown slander there. I'll just let the rest of his tenure outside of Cleveland, live. Because we don't want to talk about his Lakers run, right?
I mean, he got the remains of Kobe Bryant.
We're not going to make excuses. We're just going to look at the run as a whole. I've never been able to use that. I'm glad I did.
Well, this is a nice, smooth episode. I don't have anything else. Let's pay some bills and get on out of here so I can go to bed.
I have work in the morning.
You sure do. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that notification button so you can see when we're on doing post-game live. Last post-game live may be Monday. This keeps going the way it's going. But make sure you follow us on all the social platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, audios. We are there. YouTube for the visual podcasts. I don't know where we're going to go with this, but I'm him. Who's I'm him for tonight?
I'll go first.
Air Gordon.
No, that's not who I was going to pick.
That's what I'm picking. Oh my god!
You guys were wondering why this was here. You guys were wondering why this was here. The unedited picture of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons.
That's the edited.
That's heavily edited.
Edited.
Heavily edited.
That man is yoked. Yoked.
He ready to go post up Joel Embiid right now.
He's about to kick down Kendall Jenner's door.
Looking for Bad Booney. That's what he's doing. Oh, you a wrestler now? I'll show you a wrestler.
I'll do what Damian Priest couldn't. I'm him, Ben Simmons. Also, what makes Ben Simmons him? Ben Simmons in his career is shooting 13.8% from three. Michael Porter Jr. in the NBA Finals is shooting 13.6% from three of the field. Ben Simmons is better than Michael Porter Jr.
What a reach. What a reach.
Him.
Who's him, James?
Eric Gordon.
The real him, yeah. Aaron Gordon. That's Diet Blake Griffin right there. Looking more like actual Coke than regular Coke. Blake Griffin's now Diet Coke.
He is. I will go with KCP for him tonight because that sequence of him getting the steal on Jimmy in a clutch possession, steal on Jimmy, layup off the steal, and then got the stop on Bam. That's championship basketball right there. That is, you got to have it. You got to have that dog in you. So shout out to KCP. He's him for me tonight. Make sure you join us Monday night on what could be the last post-game live finals edition. Post-game live will be back in the fall when the Yankees make the playoffs, but that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there. Me and Dylan will do another 8-hour game cast.
That was so much fun. I can't wait to do that again. That was so much fun. That infamous night I broke my TV.
Yes. That was it.
Won't happen this year. My TV's not on the floor. Joke's on you.
That will be fun. If you have, like I said, will be whatever time game 5 ends Monday. We'll be here afterwards. We'll try not to make it too much more afterwards. Tonight was my fault. I went out to have some drinks, enjoying the game. But game 5, we will be here right afterwards. If you haven't, like we said, go check out our interview series. Assistant coach at Temple University, Mike Huger, and also our interview with Paul. Get the last name for me, James.
Guarino.
Yes, because that also was a very good interview. Shout out to Paul for stopping through. That was also a good interview. We've got more
PG Sports.
We've got more interviews for the interview series coming. We've got something special planned this summer. Like I say all the time, it is not just everything sports. It's everything sports and more. Shout out to hip hop.
Hip hop.
And with that, speak for post game live. We're just out of here. So with that, we say good night.
Damian Lillard to the Nets.